You're about to go on your first cruise, or you might be planning to go on your first cruise. Whatever the case is, I've made this video just for you. I want to make sure that we can get your first cruise off with a hitch and you can enjoy your vacation. These are a few of my favorite tips to go off of, and I want to pass these on to you. So if you're ready to make your first cruise your best cruise, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get into this list. Tip number 1. Go ahead and create an online account with the cruise lines that you are interested in sailing with. So Carnival, Royal, Norwegian, Virgin, Disney, the list goes on. Creating an account is pretty simple. They ask for surface level information. So your name, date of birth, maybe the state that you live in, and then your contact information, email address, and phone number. They're going to start blasting you with deals and promos. This is going to take us into tip number 2, which is look for the best deals out there. There are so many offers because keep in mind, these cruise lines, they want our money. So they're going to throw these flash sales and these different promotions at you to get you to go ahead and bite the bullet and come on their cruise line with them. Not only will you be receiving them from the cruise lines directly because you've created an account, but there might also be Black Friday deals, 4th of July deals, semi-annual sales. So do some research. Carnival, they usually have like a $50 deposit promo that goes on. They might also have $1 cabin upgrade option. Royal Caribbean typically has, for instance, a 3rd and 4th guest sail free promo. Tip number 3 is to book early. The earlier you book your cruise, the more reasonable the price is, or the cheaper the rate might be. Cruise lines put their itineraries out like 12 to 18 months in advance typically, so that gives you like a year to go ahead and pay off your cruise. Let's move on. Tip number 4, you're going to want to expect to pay more than you see. I'll repeat that again. Expect to pay more than you see. Let's say my family of 3, I found a Royal Caribbean cruise. It's a 5-night sailing for $2,500. That cruise is not going to just be $2,500. I don't want to scare you because your cruise rate does come with a lot. It covers your cabin, it covers the housekeeping or the, keeping your room clean and tidy by the room steward. There are lots of included food options. You do get your basic, like water and juices, basic coffee and teas and entertainment. So there's a lot that you can do just focusing on that rate that you saw online that you booked. However, if you're a person that needs to stay connected to the world, you're going to need Wi-Fi. That's an additional cost. If you like to have a drink at dinner or you want to have a specialty coffee in the morning, that comes as an additional cost. If you have kids that want to play at the arcade, that is an additional cost. So always expect to pay more. But you can always go into your booking and take a look at those additional things that you might want to do, like drinks, specialty dining, etc. And it'll tell you how much it's going to be in addition to your cruise fare. But don't just look at that cruise fare, that initial fare, and think that's all you're paying. 5. Now, this isn't me telling you what to do. Prepay your gratuities. Now, I would prefer to have the gratuities wrapped into the beginning, so that's one less thing I have to worry about while I am on vacation. Just like with the gratuities, travel insurance. This is one I feel like should be a non-negotiable because anything can happen to any of us anywhere. And yes, we want our vacations to be 100%, like everything went as planned, everyone was healthy, no injuries, but unfortunately things do happen. You don't want to be on a shore excursion in Cozumel, Mexico, and something happen and now you're stuck over there and you don't have money to get the help that you need to fly back home, or you don't have the money to pay the hospital visit, or if you're on the cruise ship and something happens, you might not have enough money available or set aside for how much it's going to cost to be seen on the cruise ship. So going ahead and getting the travel insurance will just be a peace of mind. And if you end up not using it, I mean, that's the goal. But if you do need it, it's there. I would much rather pay $70, just as an example. I would rather pay $70 for travel insurance than to pay $10,000 or $15,000 because an accident happened that I was not prepared for on vacation. So wrapping that in with your cruise fare, I think that also sets you up for so much success and no stress on your first cruise. Number 7, take cash. Starting from embarkation day, if you have a bag that you want to give to the porter to take and have your room steward put it at your door, or have the porters actually deliver your luggage to your door so you don't have to lug that around during sail away or while you're at the bar trying to get your first drink, you're going to want to take care of those that are taking care of you and your people, right? So you're going to want to tip your porter. My family, we typically do this. I mean, we're over tippers. So like I mentioned, we pay the gratuities ahead, but we also take care of those that take care of us. So bartenders, even like at the main dining room, if we're enjoying our the staff, our waiter or waitress, we like to give them a little extra as a thank you. Your cabin steward or your cabin attendant, they're the ones that are picking up after you every single day while you're out enjoying your vacation. They're going in your room, they're making sure that you come back to a tidy cabin, they're making sure that you have towels and all the stuff that you need. When you're at port at these different, foreign locations, having cash is so much better than paying anything digital. Yes, you can use debit credit cards, but having cash, that way there's no sort of identifying information lingering somewhere in a foreign land. To me, it's more safe and just kind of gives you a peace of mind, right? One less thing that you have to worry about. If you're taking a taxi, or you want to buy gifts, have little trinkets, because at port there are a lot of people that are going to be selling little items, little gifts that you can take back home. They might not all have the Apple Pay equipment, so having cash is key. Tip number 8, get a passport. You're not just going to use it for cruising. You can use that passport and travel the world. But when it comes to cruising, having a passport is, I look at it like a luxury. Not only do you not have to lug around paperwork, right? Birth certificate and all this extra stuff. You just have that book. If something was to happen to you while you're at port, you have a way of getting back into the US with no problem. But the key for me is every single time we have gone on a cruise, whether it's embarkation day or disembarkation day, we have been able to breeze right through the lines. There is always, whether you look to the left or look to the right, depending on how everything is organized, at the terminal, there is always a line of people who did not travel with the passport that are having to wait to go through customs. And that's the last thing you want to do when you're on vacation. I'm sorry. I just feel like if you have the ability to get a passport, get a passport. And I don't know anybody that has said that they regret getting one. Invest in a passport. Number 9, try to travel and arrive to your departure port the day before embarkation. I know a lot of people talk about this. They might be able to get away with getting to their departure port super early in the morning, but it's still cutting it close. But just from experience, so last December, we did all the right things. We got there the day before, everything was good to go. However, our checked luggage did not arrive with us in Miami. So our luggage was delayed. And we were so anxious because we had to wait until the next flight came in to see if they happened to put it on that flight. Luckily, we did get our luggage. Our flight arrived. Well, we arrived in Miami between like 12 and 1 in the afternoon. And Greg, he was tracking the next flights. And there was a flight that came in that evening at like 7, I think. And so we went back down to the airport and our luggage was sitting there. So yes, it did arrive with that later flight. However, if we had flown in the day of our cruise and we got there, we got into Miami between 1 o'clock and we had to get on our cruise ship before it sailed at 4, hypothetically, we would have missed our luggage. So flying in the day before, you guys, if you are able to do so, give yourself that wiggle room because anything could happen. Anything could happen. And number 10, once you get on the cruise ship, go complete your muster station. Some cruise lines, it's so easy. Like Royal Caribbean, you can literally log onto the app. Actually, we did this at the hotel before we even left to go to the cruise terminal. We pulled up our app and we listened to the videos and we had all that completed. So once we got on the cruise ship, all we had to do was go to our muster station. They scan or whatever your cruise line is using for like your identification on the ship. And we were good to go. With this being your first cruise, you probably don't understand the luxury of just being able to go to your muster station, check in, and walk out. Back in the day, muster stations, muster drill used to be a huge thing. Like you would be sitting there for a while. It was like a whole presentation in person. The cruise will not take off until all guests have completed their muster. So you don't want to be the new cruiser who is so excited to be on a cruise ship that you're holding up everybody else from sailing. So first things first, as soon as you step foot on that ship, go check in at your muster station, get that out of the way, and then get your party started. You have a whole week to enjoy your life. All right, so I'm only going to hit you with those 10 for now. If you found this video helpful, take a look at this one, and we will see you on the next video.